Keanu Reeves is back in John Wick Chapter 2, one of the coolest sequels in recent memory. I remember I went to go see this when it was in theaters back in February, and I had so much fun with it. This film is an absolute blast from beginning to end. It is just non-stop excitement. And that's really hard to pull off while also managing to be a good film. So the first John Wick, I remember thinking nothing of it. I was just like, it's Keanu Reeves, he's trying to do another movie, cool, whatever. But then I actually saw it and was blown away. It's actually just a really cool action film. The one thing that's great about this character is they set him up from the very beginning. You don't need to know anything about John Wick. You don't need characterization. It does not matter. We've set things up from the beginning. He is the boogeyman of assassins. He is just a crazy killer. You can't stop John Wick. From the beginning, we already know he's been out of the business, he fell in love, he lost his dog, he's been roped back into the business trying to get revenge, and now he is facing some of those consequences. He's again roped back into being a hitman, and all hell breaks loose. I think it'd be an absolute disservice to really get into the film. I think even just watching the trailer now, I realized how spoilery it kind of is. I just went into it kind of blind. I was just like, oh yeah, it's the sequel and I gotta see it. And I thought, one, it does a really good job of picking up where the last film left off and continuing the story. And it really does delve into that world that we saw created in the first one. Now, I watched the first John Wick and then watched John Wick 2 after renting it, and I just love the way that it is actually a sequel. It's not just a cash grab, like where they really do continue this story and build upon this world of these assassins and this European. Oh god, there's just so much cool stuff going on. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm like, oh, there's just cool villains. They do a really good job of having all different kind of random people out trying to kill John Wick. We've got Common, Ruby Rose, they're all very intense. Lawrence Fishburne is awesome as always. I mean, this film is just plain cool, but I can't stress enough that it really does a good job of continuing on and being, if this is a franchise, I'm only hoping there's a third and maybe fourth and whatever, it really does a good job of actually building it as opposed to just saying, and here's more of that. There certainly is more of that, and it doesn't waste its time on story. And that's what's amazing. It doesn't say, oh, hey, we're going to take all this time and talk about this, and that, and develop all these characters. No, it's just straightforward action, 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 yet at the same time uses that action to progress things forward. That's incredibly difficult to do. I've seen so many movies. I'm sure you've seen so many movies. And how many movies do you see where it's just, okay, now there's an action scene, and then this. To be watching it a second time and still find that it has that visceral feel, while also making you invested in this otherwise bland, typical action film guy character, I mean, I'm impressed. I really am. I thought was just kind of like, oh yeah, it's like a 3 out of 5 kind of movie. This is actually, both of them, very well done, but I think I like Chapter 2 even more. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give John Wick Chapter 2 a 4 out of 5. It is just freaking awesome. If you haven't seen John Wick or John Wick Chapter 2, I absolutely suggest that you go out and rent them or just go ahead and buy them. If you like action films, you've got to enjoy it. If you aren't an action person or you definitely want your action with more story, then this isn't for you. But if you want something that harkens back to the 80s action films of like Rambo and Predator and Aliens, like those just cool action hero characters, John Wick is our new 80s action hero from now to 2017. If you haven't seen it, again, I say you gotta see it. 4 out of 5. John Wick 2, awesome. Also, the first John Wick, very awesome as well. I'd say that's a 3.5 for me. I think the second one is even better. But I am hoping for a third. I'm hoping that it comes out immediately. I want it. I want more. What'd you guys think of it? What'd you guys think of action sequels? What are some of your favorite action sequels? Do you think this one worked like T2 and really almost taking it and becoming better? What'd you guys think? Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and check out for any future reviews.